Good evening, one and all. Welcome to day 4, Dasa hara 2020. Today's pick emotions are self doubt, loneliness, insecurity, being oversensitive, resentment, and depression. One thing common in all of this is somewhere deep down we are in conflict with our own self. We are rejecting our own self. The basis of all these emotions is self rejection at different levels. Self rejection damages oneself from within. If you don't like any other person, you don't have to talk to them. You can avoid them. You can go live in another place. But if you are not comfortable with your own self, if you are rejecting with your own self, if you are in conflict with who you are, then what do? That is miserable. It is very difficult. That is where you are very uncomfortable. And this can cause a lot of difficulties or um, diseases as such, which affect our immune system, hormones, and cell health. This can cause diabetes, cancer, autoimmune diseases, thyroid, inflammation, BP, and many more. I'm not saying these all will come, but the root cause can be this. Your mental health can cause all this. And many a times when we have a disease, people say, fight the disease, fight corona, fight cancer. Most often, when we have a certain disease, our immune system is low, which means there is already a low confidence or a conflict within. That is not the time for us to fight. So, when there is a problem and when we are going through some problem, let us not fight it. Let us first understand. Understand the strength of the enemy and then build the muscle to neutralize the enemy. So here, the enemy is self-rejection. We are rejecting our own self. We need to understand what causes this. Why are we conflicting within ourselves? What are we rejecting about ourselves? What leads to these conditions? First thing, our own environment. From our childhood till now, if you have had people around you being very critical, very strict, or dominating, or controlling, or somebody is too overprotective, you have never handled things on your own, you were never allowed to be independent, or if you had had a abusive childhood, and based on all this, you have your own belief systems and you have your own personal values developed. So, while explaining self esteem, I did explain about ideal self, how we construct our ideal self. Similarly, we also construct a reject self. What is this reject self? Reject self is all those things, all those aspects of human behavior you don't like about people, you put them all together, or all those belief systems, all those personal values which have low value or no value in your environment, you put them all, bundle them all together, and make it a reject self. As you evaluate yourself with your ideal self, you also tend to evaluate yourself with the reject self. When your self image is tending towards your reject self, then it becomes difficult for self acceptance because these are all the qualities that you don't like. You always told yourself, I should not be like this. And today, somewhere, you feel that you are becoming like that, or you are behaving in a certain way which you always negated. So, what do we do at those times? We revisit, evaluate our beliefs and value systems that was once upon a time acceptable in your conceptual environment from your childhood till now against what is important for you today to move forward. What is the right way forward according to your goals and where you need to be tomorrow? Evaluate that and see if this value system that you have developed will take you forward, will help you move forward or not. If it is not, if your present day values and situations call for a different value system, call for a different belief system, then you need to change that. You need to be willing to change that and accept that those belief systems or the reject self then was a different concept. And today, that reject self does not mean the same. It is not the truth. It is the makeup of a small child. So you get the freedom to reject the conceptual reject self itself. Then it becomes so easy to accept your own self. Then forgiveness automatically happens. So let us understand what is happening when a person is in depression. Depression is said anger turned inside. You are angry with your own self. Loneliness is I hate myself and so I disconnect within. When are you feeling insecure? When I am guilty of some wrongdoing. How are you evaluating it? You are evaluating it with both your ideal self and your reject self. And if it is closer to reject self, then you feel guilty about it. Oversensitivity. You're protecting yourself from being caught or discovered how bad a person you are. You have decided that you did something and that is why you are a bad person. That is what you thought is acceptable in your or not acceptable in your environment. So you decided that if I have done XYZ, then I am a bad person. Nobody else knows about it, mind you. All these are within you. Nobody is telling you all this. You are evaluating, you are telling yourself that I'm a bad person, I'm guilty, I hate myself, all these things. Okay? And when does the resentment happen? When your set values and beliefs you don't follow. You have discarded some of them, or your choices are very different from your own belief system, from your own value system. Then what? Evaluate. Look what is needed for today. Don't get stuck with your past values and past beliefs all the time. You cannot move forward with it. So it is always good to check whenever you feel stressed, whenever you feel insecure, whenever you have a self doubt, just go back and check which value system, which belief system is conflicting with the present day's activity, which is better. What do I want to do? Do I want to move forward? Then change my system. If I want to be there where I am, I'm okay with any position. I leave my goals. I prioritize my value system to my goals. Then choice is yours. Any which ways, you can forgive yourself once you get that clarity of what is important for you. Then forgiveness naturally happens. You can start forgiving yourself. You will get more compassionate with yourself. You can love yourself immensely. You can become strong from within. You start becoming younger and healthier and livelier. You can become very lively, joyful, you can flow with life. So, friends, please look into these aspects. Accept yourself completely. There is no bad person in this world. God has created every one of us to live happily and be happy.